Good day everyone. Our assigned report is all about analysis and consumer analysis. So consumer analysis is the process of understanding the needs, preferences, and behavior of current and potential customer. So market opportunity, a potentially favorable condition in which business can capitalize on changing trend or an increasing demand for a product by a demographic group that has yet to be recognized by its competitors. For market opportunity to exist, a company must be able to identify who its potential customers are, the specific needs that needs to be met, the size of the target market, and its capacity to capture market share. So what to include in your market analysis? So first, industry description and outlook. Describe your industry, including its current size and description and historic growth rate. Example, life cycle stage, projected growth rate. A product life cycle has 4 stages: introduction, growth, maturity, and discipline. During the growth stage, demand for the product increases and the product becomes more popular with the customer. Growth strategies are needed to maintain and increase the product market share. Next is information about your target market. Narrow your target market to a manageable size. Many businesses make the mistake of trying to appeal to many target market. Research and include the following information. Distinguishing characteristics. Size of the primary target market. How much market share can you gain? Pricing and growth margin targets. Distinguish characteristics. What are the critical needs of your potential customer? And what are the demographics of the group and where are they located? The critical needs of potential customer include affordable and engaging opportunities to develop skills in event management, creatively and networking. They also need hands-on experiences to enhance their practical knowledge and showcase their talent in competitive environment. Target demographic consists of students and young professions age 18 to 30 primarily interested in extracurriculum activities and professional development. These individuals are typically located in urban area which universities, colleges, and professional hubs. They seek innovative, well-organized events that provide value through education, networking, and entertainment. Next is 2.2. Size of a primary target market. In addition to the size of the target market, what data can you include about annual purchases your market makes in this industry? How much market share can you gain? Expected market share percentage. Initially aim for 10 to 20% of a target market. Number of customers. This translates to 2,500 to 5,000 students. This translates to 2,500 to 5,000 students in the geographic area. Strategies like offering competitive pricing, unique experiences, and a target marketing campaign can help achieve this. So next, pricing and gross margin target. Pricing structure. Participation for fee 30 to 50 per student depending on event complexity. Sponsorship packages for tiers 500, 1,000, 2,500 for organization looking to support event. Gross margin level. Target gross margin is 40% to 50% to ensure sustainability operation. Example, the cost per student is 20 for materials, venue, etc. Charge 35 to achieve 33% margin. Discount. Offer early bird discount. Group discount for 5 or more participants to encourage team participation. Promotion discount for first-time participants. By integrating these elements, your strategy becomes more targeted, competitive, and financially sound.
Competitor analysis. Marketing and strategic management is an assessment of the strengths and weaknesses of current and potential competitors. This analysis provides both an offensive and defensive strategic context to identify opportunities and threats. So, competitor analysis involves evaluating the strengths and weaknesses of current and potential competitors to strategize effectively. This analysis helps identify opportunities to outperform competitors and threats that need to be mitigated. For example, a coffee shop chain Brew might analyze competitors like Starbucks and local cafes. They assess factors such as menu variety, pricing, customer service, and marketing strategies. Brew discovers that Starbucks excelled in brand loyalty but has higher prices, while local cafes offer more personalized service. Using this information, Brew decides to introduce a loyalty program and enhance personalized customer experiences to attract more customers. Regulatory restrictions include any customer compliance regulatory requirements affecting your business and how you'll comply. So, this is kind to legal and government requirements that a business must comply with to operate legally. This includes adhering to industry-specific regulation, safety standards, and environmental laws. For example, an online retail store e-market must comply with data protection regulations such as the General Data Protection Regulation or GDPR in Europe. This means e-market needs to ensure customers' data is securely stored, provide clear privacy policies, and obtain explicit consent before collecting personal information. To comply, eMarket implements robust data security measures and updates its privacy policy to align with GDPR requirements. SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats. The strength and weaknesses component of the SWOT represent its internal environment, whereas the opportunities and threats component of the SWOT represents its external environment. SWOT analysis is a simple tool that can help you to analyze what your company does best right now and to devise a successful strategy for the future. Useful to identify its internal strengths and weaknesses as well as external opportunities and threats. In short, SWOT analysis is a strategic planning tool used to identify and analyze the internal and external factors that can impact an organization's success. In relation to strategic management and marketing, the strength pertains to the characteristics of the business that is considered positive in nature, or the project gives it an advantage over others or something a firm does well or a characteristic that enhances its competitiveness. So, in the context of strategic management and marketing, strengths refers to positive attributes of a business or project that provide advantage over competitors. This can include capabilities, resources, or characteristics that enhance competitiveness. For example, a company that excels in customer service can build strong customer loyalty, which is a significant strength. For instance, a hotel chain known for its outstanding guest services and personalized experiences can attract more repeat customers and positive reviews, setting it apart from competitors. Weakness. A weakness is about something a firm lacks, does poorly, or a condition placing it at a disadvantage, or weaknesses are deficiencies of the firm which are considered competitive liabilities. So, weaknesses are internal factors that our firm lack or performs poorly, placing it at a disadvantage compared to its competitors. These are considered competitive liabilities that can hinder the firm's performance. For example, a software company might have a weakness in its outdated technology infrastructure, leading to slower development times and reduced efficiency. This puts the company at a disadvantage against competitors with more modern and efficient systems, making it harder to keep up with market demands and innovations.
Opportunity refers to external factors or conditions in the environment that can be leveraged to benefit an individual, organization, or project. Opportunity, typically favorable trends, situations, or circumstances that can help achieve goals, improve performance, or gain a competitive advantage. Example: emerging markets, increased demand for certain products or services, or new technologies that can enhance efficiency or create innovative products. Threats are outside the entity's control and may hinder progress, reduce profitability, or create challenges in achieving objectives. Identifying these threats helps in developing strategies to mitigate risk and adapt to external challenges effectively. Example: a new competitor entering the market or existing competitors improving their offerings. A Another example is a job seeker faces a threat of automation replacing roles in their field, requiring them to upskill to remain competitive. To look in the SWOT: potential resource strength, potential resource weaknesses, potential resource opportunities, and potential resource threats. Under potential resource strengths are powerful strategy, strong financial condition, strong brand name or image reputation, widely recognized market leader, proprietary technology, cost advantages, strong advertising, product innovation skills, good customer service, better product quality. Under potential resource weaknesses are no clear strategic direction, obsolete facilities, weak balance sheet or excess debt, higher overall cost than rivals, missing some key skills or competencies, subpar profit, internal operating problems, falling behind in R&D, too narrow product line, weak material skills. Under potential resource opportunities are serving additional customer groups, expanding to new geographic areas, expanding product line, transferring skills to new products, vertical integration, target market share from rivals, acquisition of rivals, opening to exploit new technologies, openings to extend brand name or image. Under potential rescue threats are entry of potent new competitors, loss of sales to substitutes, slowing market growth, adverse shifts in exchange rates and trade policies, costly new regulations, vulnerability to business cycle, growing leverage of customers or product suppliers, reduced buyer needs for products, and demographic changes.
Good morning, everyone. This is Darren Ragay, and here is my assigned report. Examples of restaurant SWOT analysis. Number one is trends, and here are the internal factors that give the restaurants a competitive advantages. Number one is not many similar pairs in the market. So, for example, imagine a small town with only one pizza place. This pizza place has less competition than a pizza place in a big city with many other pizza restaurants. Wide variety in the menu offered. So, for example, a restaurant that offers a wide range of dishes like pasta, salads, and sandwiches can attract more customers than a restaurant that only serves burgers. Number three is high economies of scale since the product line is narrow. For example, a bakery that specializes in making only cuisines might have lower production costs than a bakery that makes many different types of pastries. offers niche varieties that are not available in the market. So for example, a restaurant that serves authentic Thai food in a town where there are no other Thai restaurants may attract customers who are looking for that specific cuisine. Number 6 is a high brand recognitions and recall, imagine a well-known fast food chain like McDonald's. So, for example, the people easily recognize their logo and associate it with burgers and fries. So, signatures, pancakes. Example, a restaurant that is known for its delicious pancakes, like a local dinner, might attract customers who specifically crave those pancakes. Wide variety of breakfast, lunch, and dinner dishes. For example, a restaurant that offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner options like a family-friendly restaurant can attract customers and different types of the day. The second example is the weaknesses. Here are the internal factors that hinder the restaurant's success. One is the training costs are elevated due to high turnover. For example, a restaurant with high turnover rate might need to constantly train new employees, which can be expensive and time-consuming. The second one is the large fluctuations in their net and operating profits, making impacts on the investors. A restaurant that experiences seasonal changes in customers' traffic might see its profits fluctuate, making it difficult to predict futures earning and potentially discouraging investors. Number 3 is quality concerns due to franchise operations. A restaurant chain with multiple franchise locations might struggle to maintain consistent quality across all locations, leading to customers' complaints and negative reviews. The third example is opportunities. Number 1, expansion by acquisitions of smaller brands. The restaurants could acquire smaller brands to expand its reach and market share. For example, a popular breakfast chain could acquire a smaller bakery to offer a wider variety of pastries and desserts. Number 2 is catering services. And other events can be created. The restaurants could offer catering services for events such as weddings, corporate meetings, and birthday parties. This would allow them to reach a wider customer base and increase revenue. The third one is opening more joint ventures with several different retailers. The restaurants could partner with other retailers to offer their foods in different locations. For examples, they could open a kiosk in a shopping mall or a food court. The last one is the advertising the capabilities of Wi-Fi and internet services in the branches. The restaurants could promote its free Wi-Fi services to attract customers who want to work or relax in a comfortable environment.
The last example is threats. Competitive category by similar players. The restaurants faces competition from other similar players in the market. For example, there might be other breakfast chains or restaurants that offer similar food and services. The second one is the smaller breakfast places offering better service. Smaller breakfast places may offer better service and more personalized experiences, which could attract customers away from the restaurant. The last one is the health risk of consuming pancakes. Customers might be concerned about the health risk associated with eating pancakes, especially if they are high in sugar or fat. This could affect the restaurant's sales. That's all my report. Thank you, moms.